Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain about CAD approach to design of springs. To explain this concept, I'm taking the help of a problem. The problem is something like this. A spring-loaded safety valve for a boiler is required to blow up at a pressure of 1.5 Newton per mm square. This is the boiler. So this is the spring-loaded safety valve. So here this has to blow up this valve at a pressure of 1.5 Newton per mm square. The diameter of the valve is 60 mm, that means this is 60 mm. Design a suitable compression spring for this safety valve. This spring we have to design assuming spring index to be 6 and 25 mm is the initial compression. So initial compression means initially to exert the pressure on this boiler, this particular spring has to give some initial pressure like this. So this is the position before giving the initial pressure. This is the position after giving the initial pressure. Okay, so because of this initial pressure, the compression of the spring is 25 mm. So that means this is the 25 mm compression initially given to the spring. Maximum lift of the valve is 15 mm. When it is blown up at this particular pressure, the lift of the spring will be 15 mm like this. This is the 15 mm lift of the spring. Okay, that means total compression of the spring is initial compression, so that is 25 mm plus lift of the valve, that is 15 mm. 15 mm lift means 15 mm compression takes place inside the spring. The total compression is this 25 plus 15, that is totally 40 mm is the total compression in the spring. The shear stress is 450 megapascal, that means 450 Newton per mm square. Take G value is 0.84 into 10 power 5 megapascal. This is the given data. The given data is like this. Initial pressure Pi equal to 1.5 Newton per mm square. Spring index C equal to 6. That is the ratio of coil diameter by wire diameter. Okay. That from this we can get the coil diameter capital D equal to 6 into wire diameter of the spring. Initial compression delta I equal to 25 mm. Maximum compression is initial compression plus lift of the spring, that is delta I 25 plus lift of the spring is 15, so total compression will be 40 mm. Valve dia dV equal to 60 mm. From this we can calculate the area of the valve, that is pi by 4 d square, here dV square. So that value we are getting is 2827.43 mm square. Then initial load Fi equal to pressure into area. Because pressure equal to load by area, from this we can get load equal to pressure into area. Initial pressure is given, that is 1.5 Newton per mm square. Then area we have calculated here. If you multiply these two, then you will get the initial load, that is 4241.15 newtons we are getting. So from the initial load and initial compression, we can get the stiffness of the spring K equal to load by deflection, that is the compression here. Then the ratio of this Fi by delta I equal to 169.65 we are getting, that is the stiffness. Then maximum load acting on the spring we can calculate from the maximum deflection and the stiffness. So with respect to maximum load, the stiffness you can write as maximum load by maximum deflection. So from that we can get F max equal to stiffness into delta max. Here K value already calculated, delta max value we have already calculated. The product of K into delta max is like this. This is the F max, that is 6785.84 newtons. That is the maximum load acting on the spring. Now calculate the constant K value. Then K value equal to 4 Siemens 1 by 4 Siemens 4 plus 0.615 by C. This is the equation. From this constant K equal to 1.25 we are getting. Then tau max value is given in the problem, that is 450 MPa or Newton per mm square. From this you can calculate the wire diameter. Wire diameter equal to root over K into 8 into F max into C by pi into tau max. From this you can get the wire diameter D equal to 17 mm. From wire diameter and spring index, you can get the coil diameter capital D, that is equal to 102 mm. G value is given in the problem, that is 0.84 into 10 power 5 megapascal or Newton per mm square. Now, using this particular equation, you can calculate number of active turns number of active turns n equal to g into d to the power 4 by 8 into capital D cube. This is the coil diameter into k. That value you are getting as 5. That means active turns you are getting as 5. Total turns are active turns plus 2. Then we will get the total turns. From the total turns we can get the free length. Free length equal to solid length plus maximum deflection into some clearance. Solid length equal to total number of turns into wire diameter gives the solid length. This is the maximum deflection. Then this is some clearance. The sum of these three is the total free length that we are getting as 160 mm. In this way we can design the spring. This is the design procedure. Next we will go for flow chart. So all these problems you have to solve in 3 steps. First step is design procedure, second step is flow chart, third step is algorithm. Now we will move to the second step, flow chart. So to draw the flow chart we have to start the flow chart with the symbol and stop the flow chart with the same symbol. Then we have to take the inputs. To collect the inputs we have to use the parallelogram symbol like this. Here all the input statements you have to display. Then calculations you have to represent inside the rectangle. Here you are going to calculate stiffness, coil dia, number of turns, length of spring, etc. The entire calculation you have to display here inside this rectangle. Then output you have to display in this symbol. So here you have to display the final output, that is length of the spring. Then you have to stop the program. This is the flow chart. After flow chart is ready, then you can write the algorithm. So algorithm consists of various blocks in the program. First you have to display the variables. This is the variables declaration section. You have to declare all the variables here. So pi, delta, delta max, ck, fi, fmax. So here all the variables you have to declare with English alphabets only. You cannot use the Greek letters, alpha, beta, all those delta letters you can't use here. Only English alphabets and numbers you can use. Then take the input statements. All the inputs you have to collect here, that is in initial pressure, initial compression, C value, G value, die of the wall, etc. After that do the calculation. This is the calculation section. So here A value you would calculate, that is the area of the wall, that is pi by 4 d square. Pi by 4 d square, pi value is 3.14 by 4. This you have to keep inside the brackets. Then you have to multiply that to d square. So multiplication you have to indicate with the star symbol. Then powers you have to indicate with this cap symbol. Okay. So here subscript and superscript you are not supposed to write. You have to represent all the calculations in one line only. Don't take subscript, superscript, etc. Okay, you have to indicate like this. Power you have to indicate with the cap symbol. Okay, product you have to indicate with star, division with this backslash. Okay, in this way using brackets and these star, backslash and these cap symbols, you have to represent all the mathematical operations here like this as shown. To represent the square root you have to use sqrt. To indicate powers you have to use this cap symbol. To represent square root you have to use sqrt statement like this. Okay, in this way you have to display the calculations. Next, final output you have to display. So final output is total number of turns and the free length of the spring. This is the final output. This is the final output section. So in algorithm you have to use different sections like variables, input statements, calculation, output, etc. In this way you have to solve the CAD approach problems in 3 stages. Step 1 is design procedure, step 2 is drawing the flowchart, step 3 is writing the algorithm. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.